Family, welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. It's hard to imagine this not being a fun game to watch.
And we welcome you to Lucas Oil Stadium, which opened back in 2008 here in the Circle City of Indianapolis, Indiana. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Seattle Seahawks and the Indianapolis Colts. Now out of the gun, and he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. 6 yards here to go for the offense on second down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8.
Well, we just saw the recipe for success right there. Big body, strong, agile, playing with great leverage in hands.
He's got a man complete. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A big play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Now they'll run it on the toss. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
Here we go. Let's round. Let's round. Let's round. Let's round. Come on, let's go.
And they'll go on the ground. And he is going to lose yardage here. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. So they give it up just on their side of midfield. And, yeah, I mean, a surprising decision there to go for that.
Must have a lot of confidence in his defense. Must feel like, hey, we're in great shape here because our defense can hold them because they're really outside of field goal range now, all right, the opposite team. So if you hold them here, you haven't given up any points. You may give up a punt and you're pinned down a little bit, but must have thought it was an okay spot to go for it and decided to be aggressive.
He'll look to throw, and seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm, incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion.
Let's go. Green, 30.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
That was a nice catch, and if the goal was to get into field goal range, it certainly appears that they accomplished that.
Well, and sometimes that's what you dial up in these situations, right, when you want 3?
Well, if the goal was to get into field goal territory, even though it'll be a long attempt, I think they accomplished that.
And sometimes you have plays for that. It's not always a first down when you want 3, get a little bit closer, making an easier shot.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to concede to the defense, and they know what you're trying to get done, and to try and get any more than that is almost folly. Take what you can get, maybe have an opportunity to put 3 points on the board.
And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
It's been a struggle this entire game trying to move the ball on the ground. But every now and then you find a little chink in the armor, and that type of run right there lets them know that they can't stop every single run for almost no gain.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
When I watch plays like that, I give a lot of thanks that my DNA did not make me an offensive tackle, because that is a very difficult job to hold your block against a really good defensive end and hang on to it so your runner can get to the edge.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Let's go. Black round.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll cut it to the end all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And the Colts getting ready to go. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer
this time?
Get a little
closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
And, partner, in a lot of short yardage situations, you'll see the linebackers step up into the gaps, what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, to make sure they take away all spaces, all creases. That one worked really well for them.
They only needed a yard, instead went backwards. 12 yards on the return that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of one?
Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out. 9 yards still remaining here to pick up the first on 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. They get the completed pass, but still have more to go here on third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And he's going to go out of bounds, taking it down inside the 25.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
Time running out here on the play clock. Going to give this time to the tailback. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Come on, let's go.
They're going to look to throw. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a third down. Offense in a little bit of a bind here. 9 yards to go on third down.
Let's go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. This will be caught inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Their big tight end with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. And his kick is right through. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Second down here after the incomplete pass.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A very solid gain of 27.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle. If you bring your tight end over there, either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage, you got a chance to rumble.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Brandon, there's no doubt the defense has to be excited after stacking up back-to-back running plays. But I still remember my old coaches saying, after you've had some success, you better be careful. They might have an answer for you. So make sure you watch your keys, play your techniques, and don't get overconfident.
He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete. The Colts send out their punter. He'll boot it away from about his 35.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
A good pick up there of 20 yards.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front. Completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
That was a nice run, a nice game there as they head towards the 2-minute warning.
And it looks like this will likely be the last play before we hit the 2-minute warning.
Let's see if they can sneak one more good play in before the 2-minute signal.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Larry Ridley in Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And now here's a carry heading left. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
NFL teams last year, a little under 50% on 4th down conversions. This is a bit tougher. 4th and 4. And a quick throw here, that's complete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And last time out they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up. But you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over,
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance, because you're punting the ball away and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
Finding time. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
He dropped that one. It has almost felt like he was disappointed he wasn't the primary receiver. Because we saw the guy scan the field, came to him on a check down, and running back's supposed to catch that one.
He's supposed to catch that one indeed.
Were his feelings hurt or something? I don't know what happened there.
And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. It's a big play that time on the fake punt. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. Well, kind of interesting for sure. It worked out for them. They only had a yard to go. You know, when you do that fake punt, you're kind of starting back further than you need to when you only have 1 yard.
Yeah, and I guess they felt like that was a true full fake because most of the time with a yard to go, you leave your offense on the field, you run something from your playbook. But here, they gave the full impression they were going to punt it away and picked up the first down. They definitely surprised us.
I was going to say surprise, surprise. In the red zone this time.
Single.
Again, he'll drop to throw. That's caught at the 1. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Their big-bodied receiver, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. That time, a 6-play drive. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Illegal blocking the ball. Return team. Automatic first down.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that.
He's got daylight. 20, 10. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a...
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks are going to take the lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And it's knocked away and incomplete. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more. And never mind, Larry. These two teams apparently anxious to get back at it. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Now they'll run it on the toss. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
They were stopped on that play. We've had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to them the rest of the game.
Well, here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They'll try and throw for it here. And it is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. So nursing a slim lead, and that is the opposite of protecting that slim lead.
All I can think here is that head coach, he knows more about what's going on with his team than we do. He must know something's up. Either he has trouble with his punter, right? He's worried about his defense. There's an explanation in there that we're going to ask for after the game, because in this situation, I wouldn't have done that in normal circumstances, but maybe he thought my best opportunity is with my offense.
Yeah, interesting. Back in their own territory. Now we'll see what transpires. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up the play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now. So 2nd down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good. But when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion as we just saw there, that's winning football.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and that'll bring them back within 4. A decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they do inch a bit closer.
Yeah, still lots of time to go in this one. Take the points, move on, and let your defense try to get the ball back.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think he'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end. Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now.
Whenever I go to a team's practice facility and watch them work, I love to watch the defensive guys in what they call pursuit drills. The ball goes either towards them or away from them. How fast will they respond? On this play, the defensive end responded better than anyone and made a really nice play.
And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down. Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. This end zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Their big tight end with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. And that one pushes the lead up. To 11. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3 points?
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tough.
They'll run it now out of the gun. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. It's almost a tendency breaker.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So the offense has it 1st and 10. shift together here from the D-line. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing here as we begin the fourth quarter.
Let's go! Green, 39!
Now a play fake here on first down. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down. It looked like he might have had a window there, but the rhythm was just a little bit off.
Certainly was, because everything that has to come together to get a pass completed.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Out of the gun now on third down. Throwing the slant pattern here, complete. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on fourth.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Yeah, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
You have to give big-time credit to the cornerback on that play. Most of them like to just sit back and say, I'm playing pass. But he diagnosed that play so fast and got into the backfield for a loss of yardage. That's a monster play by a corner.
It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Back-to-back runs that were stacked up. Offensively, now you've got to think to yourself, do we change blocking assignments? Do we change formations? Do we change looks in order to try and get the running game going?
Surveying the field. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up fourth down now.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive back. They covered well. Allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel. So I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
And they're going to come up empty here on fourth down. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. After some early struggles running the ball, they've really picked it up. Earlier it just seemed like there were no holes there. Now all of a sudden the holes seem to be there. I don't know if that's just my imagination.
And give them credit that they kept their confidence, because sometimes when you get stuffed big in the running game early, especially for an entire half, it really makes you retreat a little bit, but not this group. They always have the confidence. If they just get their assignments down, they can get in sync with their runners, and off they went.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can reach a big seam, and he might go all the way. And all the way in Touchdown, Seattle. A big play there. His third touchdown of the game and fourth on the year. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And he knocks it through. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. We focus our attention on the Seahawks defense now. See if they can regroup a little bit. They gave up the touchdown last drive.
And you know from our meetings with coaches all across the league, one of their pet peeves, when teams get down, a lot of these guys now, they want to treat it like it's a video game or something. Hit reset. Let's start over, coach. Out of the first two series, they don't even matter now. Let's play again. That's not how it works. You're down. You gave up a touchdown. You can't do it again. You have to dig in, grit it out, and fight it out. Reset buttons. It's driving everybody crazy. There are no reset buttons when you're playing in this game.
Preach, Chucky. Preach. And 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw again. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
I know they don't like to hear it when they get to a certain age, but then you have to start to use your skills, your wiles, right? Your mind to beat guys to the football. And getting your toes tapped in bounds definitely qualifies as that, doesn't it?
The veteran showing he still has the agility. He's got his man on the crossing route. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense, so you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
They'll look to throw again. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
How about the timing on that one, where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, ball's out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
All right, here we go. No. Check. Patriot.
Back to throw now on first down. This will be caught just inside the 10. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a first and goal. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Back to throw again. That's caught at the 1. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great effort there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Colts able to get this back within a touchdown.
And they put it in the end zone, which was job 1. Now they have to convert. And then it's decision time, isn't it?
Yeah, this is what all teams go through. You look at the clock, you're inside 2 minutes, look at your timeouts, make that onside kick decision.
Yeah, how do you feel about your defense, where you are in terms of the scoreboard, and the time left on the clock, as you noted? So many things to go through.
A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. That one looks like he'll throw here. Forced that, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And on third down, the Colts have added an extra defensive back.
Flooding the passing lanes.
Buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
Come on, let's go. Let's round. Let's go.
Now they'll throw here, out of the gun. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on fourth, unable to come up with it.
How about that defense, though, huh? How about that D?
Yeah, momentum swing.
And, you know, I remember playing how much fourth downs were emphasized. You know, because, as you said, it's a momentum play. It's also a big test for you. You know, if people are going to go for it on fourth down, they believe you're not up to the challenge. You want to show them differently.
They'll get 19 yards there. And it's good enough for an Indianapolis first down. And he did exactly what they needed him to do, Charles. Got out of bounds. They have no timeouts.
And they knew that before the play even began. Still executed it. How many times have we seen it happen where you know it, yet a guy still looking for a timeout or trying to stay in bounds? He got it done.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Let's go.
Back to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Last week, as you get a look at some of the numbers, he just wasn't in the mix, almost like he was out of the game plan. We couldn't figure out why, but here, he's fully in the game plan.
I like what you just brought up, because when we asked the coaches about that, there's a little sheepish in there, wasn't it? That's when they admitted, yeah, we kind of neglected him last week. We've got to find ways to get him the football, scheme to get him open, because they know he's a big-time weapon, so they're going to have people out there to cover him. But sometimes you just have to do some things, show some different formations, get him isolated where he can be one-on-one. And in this game, they're getting that done. Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
Still back there. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. Well, going into the final